welcome to the deep dive. Okay, today we're unpacking a story that got a lot of attention recently. The passing of wrestling icon Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
We want to go beyond just those initial headlines, really dig into the full story, all the context that's kind of come out since.
That's right. And news like this, especially with public figures, it often unfolds in layers, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What you hear first is rarely the whole picture.
Exactly.
Understanding it all really means piecing together bits from different sources, different points in time. So, yeah, we're going to try and illuminate some of that specific medical history, the personal side, too, that only really became clear afterwards. Adds a lot of depth.
Okay, so let's start with the immediate facts, the basics. Hulk Hogan, real name, Terry Gene Bollea. He passed away on July 24th, 2025. He was 71, died at his home there in Clearwater, Florida.
Right. And the official cause of death, that actually took nearly a week to be confirmed. Page 6 got hold of the documents, apparently.
Acute myocardial infarction.
Basically, yeah, a heart attack. But what's also crucial from those same documents was the mention of a history of leukemia CLL.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, a type of chronic blood cancer.
Yeah.
And there was more, too. E! News got a 911 call recording. It showed authorities were called to his place that day, July 24th, for an emergency. The call mentioned cardiac arrest. And he was pronounced deceased later at Morton Plant Hospital.
But then, this is where it gets kind of jarring, right?
Yeah.
Just 2 days before he died, so July 22nd, his former manager, Jimmy Hart, put up a post on X, Twitter as it was,
Right.
saying Hulk was, quote, going great, doing phenomenal.
Phenomenal, yeah.
And this was apparently right after Hart had been with Hogan and his son Nick at Hogan's restaurant. So that super positive update just days before.
Yeah.
It really clashes with the suddenness of it all.
It's a huge contradiction, isn't it? And it really speaks volumes about that gap between the public image and, well, private reality. Especially for someone like Hogan, whose whole career was built on looking invincible. It makes you wonder how much that public image maybe masked years, decades even, of serious health problems, right up to the end.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It really challenges you to look past just the quick updates, Consider what people, especially famous ones, are really dealing with privately, health-wise.
And digging into that health side, this wasn't actually the first time there were, conflicting reports floating around about him.
No, not at all.
Remember about a month before he passed, around June 2025, rumors just took off that he was supposedly on his deathbed after some neck fusion surgery he had back in May.
Right, I remember that.
His reps had to come out pretty quick, June 18th, I think it was, and shut it down. They said, no reasons to panic, and clarified he'd had back problems for years, and the neck surgery was actually successful.
Yeah, and that context helps connect the dots looking back. His long-term health battles were, well, they were extensive. Hogan himself talked about it.
Yeah.
On that Impulsive podcast with Jake Paul back in September 2024.
Oh, yeah. What did he say?
He was pretty blunt. Told Paul, I've had 25 surgeries in the last 10 years.
25. Wow.
Yeah. And he listed them off. 10 back surgeries, both knees replaced, both hips replaced, shoulder surgeries. He basically just said everything.
10 back surgeries.
I know. When you hear 25 surgeries in 10 years, it's not just a number. It paints this picture of almost constant pain and recovery cycles.
For sure.
It's just a brutal reminder of the toll that kind of career takes. Professional wrestling,
Right.
His body was literally taking impacts for decades. And, for someone with that much surgical history, that kind of physical stress, having something like CLL, the chronic leukemia, that could definitely complicate things.
How so?
Well, it could potentially affect overall health, recovery, maybe even how resilient the body is during a sudden crisis like a heart attack.
Yeah.
It just adds another layer of strain.
Right. That makes sense. And while we're looking at the medical timeline and everything, it's important to remember the person, Terry Bollea.
Absolutely.
He was a husband, a father, going through all this public health stuff with his family there. He's survived by his son, Nick, who's 34, and his daughter, Brooke, she's 37. And just for context, he'd married Sky Daly in 2023. He was previously married to Jennifer McDaniel and, of course, Linda Hogan.
Yeah, and bringing that in is so important because the headlines focus on the drama, the physical side, right?
Right.
But it's easy to forget the human element, a complex person navigating all this with family around him. That context really grounds the whole story. It reminds you there was a real person with real chronic health issues behind that huge public image. So if we connect this to the bigger picture, this deep dive, it really shows the complicated, often hidden struggles behind a public figure's life. especially when you're dealing with long-term health problems alongside these sudden acute events. It just shows that knowing the facts is one thing, but understanding them in context, seeing how all the pieces fit together over time, that's where the real understanding is. It forms a much more complete human story.
It definitely does make you think. So what stands out to why you, listening to all this, thinking about the whole journey of someone like Hulk Hogan, from an incredibly physical career through a lifetime of health issues, and then how it all ends so suddenly, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much can we ever truly know about the private health realities of people we only see in the public eye?